Today, Khanika Samadhi Kakata, Eddie John Pupia, the Bogaro, Gurega, Ayu Tete Bogai, the Canalivia, the only lovely Eluma. Say, you chat say, Susi, who body. The Catalonian to look young, Tolociano, Samadhi, Khanika Samadhi, let's over. Kayaton Hada, Khanika, Kitty Kakata, the let's hotel. Did Eddie jump your I only teach a polar. As I will assume as was Shuya almost secretly says each other. The seconds are open. There are Palok Tambushi, the rest of one. The good good sister below saw in body and that she called a saw in the tailor Lucy. Palok Tambushi, the rest of Tambo to Piachimare.
Today, Sayadawgyi would like to speak about Khanika Samadhi, that is momentary concentration. The nature of this is that when objects arise moment by moment, ever anew within the body, the mind becomes collected on that object for a moment by moment. And in a word, this is samadhi. It's also called Khanika Samadhi, momentary concentration. And the Buddha used the word Khanika Samadhi, one-pointedness of mind that lasts for a moment. So today Sayadawgyi would like to speak about this. So the object arises for a brief moment, and one observes this, applying effort and aiming so that there's steadfast observation. And second by second, the mind is collected on the object. So Sayadawgyi would like to explain how valuable this is, and how when one moment of this concentration follows another, so that many moments are continuous, the energy develops and this becomes very valuable. So Sayadawgyi would like to explain about this today.
Khanika Samadhi Kakata, Khanika the canal second by Lipit Wado Chita Sei Igakata Polare Ayunama. The canal is Sakya. The Polare Ayuma, the canal here. The Yamam, the canal, the second leave here. Say, when daughter, tea at the body. Elaborate. Khanika Samadhi Kakata, so what?
Khanika Samadhi, in this phrase, there's the word Khanika, that means occurring for just a moment. And what it is that occurs for just a moment is the mind's one-pointedness falling collectedly for a moment on the arising object. On the newly arising object for just a second, and just a brief moment, the mind falls collectedly on the object and penetrates into it and remains calmly stable. It's stable on that object. So this is called Khanika Samadhi.
Pouza thok jည့်ရမယ်ဆိုရင်အပြီးစီထိုင်ပြီးတဲ့အခါမှာဝမ်းပိတ်စိတ်ထားလိုက်တယ်ဖောက်မှုလေးပေါ်လာတယ်အဲ့ဒါလေးမှာစိတ်ကလေးရောက်သွားအောင်အားစိတ်ကဝိရိယအဲ့ဒါလေးမိမိရမှတ်မိတယ်ဒီမှာတည်တော့တော့ကတ်တော့တော့ဆိုရင်အဲ့ဒါစတိပဲအဲ့ဒီမှာတစ်ခဏစိုက်ကြတော့အဲ့ဒါသမာဓိပဲပေါ်လာတဲ့အာယုတစ်ခဏလေးစိုက်ကြတော့အဲ့ဒါသမာဓိခေါ်တာပဲပိန်မှုပေါ်လာတဲ့အဲ့ဒီမှာစိုက်ကြတော့တယ်နောက်ထပ်ပိန်နောက်တော့ဖောင်းနောက်ထပ်ဖောင်းနောက်ထပ်ပိန်အဲ့ဒါလေးဖောင်းလိုက်ပိန်လိုက်မှာပေါ့အဲ့ဒါခဏလေးဆက်ကြသွားတာကိုယ်ရဲ့အခြားပေါ်သူရဲ့အာယုန်လေးပေါ်တိုင်းပေါ့လေအဲ့ဒီမှာတခဏလေးစိုက်ပြီးတော့ဝင်သွားတာစိတ်ရလျှောက်တဲ့အခါမှာလည်းပဲခြေတော်စိတ်ကပြီးတော့လှမ်းတိုင်းကြွားတိုင်းလှမ်းတိုင်းခြားတိုင်းဟိုကြွားမှုပေါ်တော့အဲ့ဒီမှာစိတ်ကလေးစိုက်ကြသွားလှမ်းမှုပေါ်တော့စိတ်ကလေးစိုက်ကြသွားခြားမှုပေါ်တော့စိတ်ကလေးစိုက်ကြသွားကြွားတိုင်းလှမ်းတိုင်းခြားတိုင်းပေါ်မှာပါအဲ့ဒီမှာစိတ်ကလေးစိုက်ကြနေတာစိတ်ရဆုံးရောက်လို့ရှိရင်ရက်တာရမှုပေါ်မှာလှည့်လာလို့ရှိရင်လှည့်မှုပေါ်မှာစိတ်ကလေးစိုက်ကြနေတာအဲဒါပေါ်သမျှရှုွက်အာယုံသူပေါ်ရုပ်ပေါ်စေလေးမှာပေါ့လေတခဏစိုက်ကြနေတဲ့သမာဓိပေါ့လေအဲဒါကိုမြတ်စွာဘုရားသုံးထားတာခဏကစိတ်တွေကက်ကတာတဲ့အများသုံးလဲဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ခဏမတ္တထိတိသမာဓိကသမာဓိခေါ်ပါတယ်အတူချုပ်သုံးလို့ရှိရင်ခဏကသမာဓိလို့လည်းခေါ်ပါတယ်
To illustrate this, when one is sitting, one puts one's mind on the abdomen and the rising arises. And in order to get the mind to that object, one applies effort. And one's observation is effective, so the mind sticks to the object, the rising. And this sticking to the object is sati, mindfulness. And the mind falls collectedly on the object. This is samadhi, concentration. So on the arising object, the mind falls collectedly on that object. The falling arises, and the mind falls collectedly on the falling. And then the rising happens again, the mind falls collectedly on it. And then the falling again, the mind falling collectedly on that object. Every rising, every falling, the mind falls collectedly on the object. And on the other objects which arise in one's being, moment by moment, the mind falls collectedly for just that moment on the object. In walking, one puts the attention on the legs, observing left step, right step, lifting, moving, placing. And on the lifting, the mind falls collectedly on the object. On the moving also, the mind falls collectedly on the moving. On the placing, the mind falls collectedly on the placing. So every lifting, moving, and placing. When it arises, the mind falls collectedly on that object, one after another. And when one comes to the end of the walking path and stands, putting one's attention on the standing posture, also the mind falls collectedly on the standing, and then on the turning. So whatever object arises, the collected mind, samadhi, the collectedness of mind is falling on that object. And the Buddha called this Khanika Chaiteka, the mind's momentary concentration on the object. It's also called Kanamatati Samadhi, that is samadhi that is established for a moment. And in short, it's called Khanika Samadhi, momentary concentration.
Gureva Shukwe Ayo Atete Porum Pozerima the Kana Sasa Jato de Samaria the Kujian in a tweme Nenele tweme solution, Nenele Toyeno Bama Tamushi the Lums Musonemamu the Kuna who sets up your Ari Pig of his solution. Over corner of Cambodia, take the letter. Tini de Kaitama, Seki, Tanshin Bido. No by my body. Gurega, the great Mandiari, the Kunet who sets up on the body. She shall let the Dada. Didi Puri, Nalila, Tila. Hello, Didi Pilla de Kama. Nagoga, Matida, Tiluani, ha. A little Pablo Gorora. Sixty, the Karashin, below Gorora.
In one's body, when the object of observation arises, the samadhi that falls on that object for just one moment or for just a few moments, it has no value to speak of. But when one follows another and another and another, when they become continuous, occurring moment after moment without a break, then energy becomes fully developed, and this concentration becomes very strong. And when it is stable, the mind is pure. And later on, one comes to see how the Dhammas, the things in one's body, are related as cause and effect. And one comes to understand this even in very minute ways. So one comes to know what initially one didn't know. And the mind at once becomes quite clear.
Tu soyi tokya thawa de Dhamma. Chanza Patmazo tokya tha. Sopi hi Aramane Nidantara Ikakarila Pota Mano Apito ya Chita Nichalan Tabiti Hi Mamare Taknalia Tamaria Sopi to Khanika Samadhi le Samadhi le she to the Devo, Adi Samadhi do no Pajama Kyopyabame Sopi to Khanika Samadhi le Sata Mimia Seiko Nichalan Malomashe Yinke off Tibeti Tarlang Bare. That the Khanika Samadhi, the Mimia Seiko, လောဘဒေါသတွေဝင်ပြီးတော့လှုပ်လှုပ်ရှားရှားမဖြစ်ရအောင်ပေါ့လေထိန်းထားနိုင်တယ်ဒါဆိုလိုပါတယ်ဓမ္မဒါလိုရင်းမှာပဲဓမ္မ
So to describe the power of this type of concentration at the grossest level, it is said, Sopi hi aramane nirantarang ekakarena pavuttamano patipakena anabhibuto apito viya chittang nichalang tapeti. And what this says is, it's true. This concentration lasts only for a moment. But it too, that means when we say this type of concentration also, then that implies we understand that there are other types of concentration also. And Sayadawgyi will explain about this later. This Khanika Samadhi makes the mind, it holds the mind so that it is stable, not moving, and so that it is calm. It keeps lobha and dosa from shaking it. These factors can't cause the mind to become shaken. That's the essential thing that it does.
Apito viya lo so tha ba ya. Apito viyaဆိုတာကသမထသမာဓိတွေအထုတ်လို့လောကီဇာနေရလာတဲ့အခါအာယုထူတဲ့ပေါ်မှာပေါ့လေစိတ်တွေငြိမ်ပြီးတော့နေကြလို့ပေါ့လေအဲ့ဒီသမထဆံအထုတ်တဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေအာယုထူတဲ့မှာရှစ်စိတ်ကလည်းဆံစိတ်နောက်စိတ်ကလည်းဆံစိတ်ဥပမာဖြစ်9မိနစ်လောက်မှဇာအာယုထဲမှာစိတ်တွေရှိနေမယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်9မိနစ်လောက်စိတ်ကလေးအဲ့ဒီမှာကပ်ပြီးတော့ထိတ်ချုပ်ထားတော့မလှုပ်ဘူးအဲ့ဒါအပ္ပနာသမာဓိလို့ခေါ်ပါတယ်ကွာဇာအထုတ်တဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေပေါ့လေလောကိဇာအထုတ်လို့ဇန်သမာဓိရသွားတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေမှာအာယုတစ်ခုထဲမှာအကြာကြီးစိုက်ထားနိုင်တယ်လို့တဲ့အကြာကြီးစိုက်ကြီးနေတဲ့သမာဓိလိုပါပဲတဲ့အဲ့ဒီခဏိကသမာဓိဓာတ်တူစွန့်ရည်တူအဲ့ဒါကျန်ကံများမှာပြထားပါတယ်အာယုံမှာစိတ်ထားခြင်းအတူတူပဲဒီဟာအတိတ်ပေါ်လဲအာယုံမှာစိတ်တာခဏိကသမာဓိရတော့ကိုကအာယုတစ်ခုထဲမှာစိုက်ထားတာအဲ့ဒါနဲ့ဓာတ်တူပဲတဲ့အပ္ပနာသမာဓိကစိတ်ကိုညစ်တဲ့အောင်ထားနိုင်တယ်လို့ခဏိကသမာဓိရလည်းပဲစိတ်ကိုညစ်တဲ့အောင်ထားနိုင်တယ်လို့ဆိုလို့ရတယ်
Further, it is said, apito viya, that this refers to the concentration that is done when people develop the absorptions, the jhanas, worldly jhanas, and the mind becomes calmly established on a single object, on the samatha object. So when people practice concentration practices, they develop this type of samatha jhana called appana. And in this absorption, the prior consciousness is jhana absorption consciousness. And then the next one, and the next one, the next one. One after another, this type of consciousness is arising on the same object. And for example, if this jhana lasts for 5 minutes, that means for 5 minutes the mind is sticking to that object of the jhana without moving. And this is called Apana Samadhi, or absorption concentration. And by saying apito viya, the text is saying that just as those who practice jhana can keep their mind on that object for a long time, so too Khanika Samadhi, momentary concentration, has this same power to place the mind on the ever new arising object again and again and again. So Khanika Samadhi takes as its object the newly arising object, which moment by moment, whereas absorption takes as its object a single object. But both of these are able to keep the mind stable.
Belo Pippa, the Khanika Samadhi ha Apana Samadhi lu Seko Yintiao, Tani the less or it, Nigoya Chiro Shavo Dubare.
So one has to, the question occurs, well, how can this happen? What is it that has to happen for the Khanika Samadhi, the momentary Samadhi, to be able to keep the mind stable, just like absorption, so that it is calm? So how does this happen? We have to look for the answer to this question.
Deepa Shimjade Siamyatiga Pawata Mano to the Sari don't have it. Pota Mano Sara Pitnira only Pita Mano Pitnira, a Semapia Pitnira. Semapia is only the one in the body. The near poesy, she know, Simpito body, Mapia the one in the body, at a porta mano look over it. Porta mano, Semapia, Pinny, ma Dhamma, Apana Marilu. Seko Malum said Nitia Utana and the answer at Debo.
So the teachers explain the meaning by saying Pavatamano, and that means occurring. So, but this mana, the suffix mana in this word, indicates that it has to be continuously occurring, like a stream or like a line of ants, one after another. This is what is meant by the word pavatamano. Only if the momentary concentration occurs continuously is it able to keep the mind calm and stable.
Pota Manoma, Pota Sura Kriya Valley. Mana Suraga, present participative position, Nevoli, Pinne, Semapia Pinne, David Luton, Era Tizi Jello, Tizugago, Don't Hayarava.
The word pavatamano is combined of a verb and a suffix, and the verb is pavatam, which means to occur. And mana indicates present, the meaning of a present participle. So occurring, it has the meaning of occurring, not just once, but continuously occurring in the present.
Bema Pia Maro, Aramane, so Lolo say upon the Ayubo. The Goloma Shuguji, Military, Nale Sale, Tile, Coyle, Sunlight, Soundlight, Valley, Jordan, Lonely Chalazra. Little Kata, the Lupita Punagasa. Choose your yet of not Japan. That she queens your water. That is choose the idea, Lenny Pumuni Pora. That she could look over there. Leguinega, Legua Cleary Luboli. Yaginega, Yagua Cleary Lubo. Tete Pora Laura. The Aqua Cleary. Aramani, a Tete Pora. One by 6 months, the Epocola, Ponguli, a Tepola, Pinguli, a Tepola. Not only Popola, not only for a pumpkin, some Piapola. The other one, the Karakala Puda body, Ada body, Tali body. And Yona body, Kaita body, toe, the body. Karakanaria, Tali, Pola, Jara body, Tali. Senior Southern Kamalachiro, Sika Tareka, Chora Pola, the Lana Pola, the Chara Pola, the Dario Biora, the Aramanisra Tajora, Lenge Punu Pinida, the Porta Mana Ayo Mavatama. That teacher. Oh, Lomida Hamatejaro, London, if she did a Lamateja, called him up for one body. Who Lolo's a Pinida, and not teacher. Aramani Lolo's Poli though are you found such are you night? Pota Mano Tiniame. Say video, Yena Chaniame to Solura.
Where does the Khanika Samadhi, momentary concentration, need to occur? It is said aramane, on the presently arising object. Our whole body is like a large field of observation, and within our body, that large field, there's seeing and hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, lifting, moving, placing, bending, stretching, rising, falling, blinking, opening and closing the eyes. So all these things are happening within our field of observation, and there's a new object arising. This is like within a rice field, an individual paddy. So there's a small thing within this big field of observation, all these different types of things that can arise. The newly arising one is the object to be observed. This is aramane. So when we sit, there's rising and falling again and again. This is our newly arising object. And in between rising and falling, we may experience things like heat or cold, aching, numbness. From time to time there's hearing. In doing the walking, we put the attention on the legs, and lifting arises, moving arises, placing arises. These are the objects that we observe. This is what is meant by aramane. And it must be occurring in the object. That means it must be there. It must be fresh. It must be occurring in the presently arising object. That is what is definite. The object that has already ended is no longer there. It's not definite. The object that has not yet arisen yet is also not there. It's only the presently arising object. So it is said, pavutamano, it must occur, falling collectedly, aramane, on the presently arising object, rising, falling, and so on.
အာယုပေါ်တဲ့ခိုက်တာမှာဆက်စိတ်ကြတော့တဲ့ခရိကသမารိဟာကြားပြမရှိရဘူးတဲ့ဣဒံတရံဆိုတော့ဣဒံတရဆိုအတ္တရချာကွက်လက်ပေါ့ဒါပေါ့နိယကဲနာပါလေဂျာကွက်လက်မရှိရဘူးတဲ့ဂျာကွက်လက်မရှိရဘူးဆိုတော့တစ်ခုနဲ့တစ်ခုရှင်းတော့ဆက်ဆက်နေရမယ်ဆိုတဲ့အဓိပ္ပာယ်မျိုးပေါ့ခုယောဂီတွေထိုင်နေတဲ့ကြံကင်းတစ်ခုနဲ့တစ်ခုဆက်ဆက်နေတာဂျာတဲ့မှာဖုံတော့မှမဝင်တော့အောင်ပေါ့လေအဲ့လိုဖြစ်နေတာသို့တော့တစ်ခုချင်းမယ်ဂျာတဲ့မှာဖုံဖုံရအောင်လို့တစ်ခုနဲ့တစ်ခုဆက်ဆက်ကတ်နေတာအဲ့လိုမျိုးအဲ့တော့နိတန္တရခေါ်ပါလေဂျာမရှိတဲ့ကျမ်းမှာဖုံဝင်တဲ့လောက်ဂျာမရှိခုနအမှတ်ကလေးတွေကလည်းပဲတစ်ခုနဲ့တစ်ခုဂျာတဲ့မှာကိရိတာဖုံဝင်ရအောင်လို့ဂျာမရှိကွက်လာမရှိတဲ့အဲ့ဒီကွက်လာမရှိအောင်မရှိတယ်လို့ဖြစ်နေမှာ
The Khanika Samadhi, the momentary concentration that occurs on the presently arising object, must occur without a break. It is said nirantarang. Ni means without and antara means gap. So there can't be any gap in between one moment of samadhi and the next. Like the floor that we're sitting on. The floor, the pieces of wood, the parquet is one and another are contiguous. They touch each other, so that there's not a gap for dust to get in between the two pieces of wood. And in the mind too, so that the dust of the kilesas can't enter the mind stream. The moments of concentration must be connected one after another, and only then will it keep the mind calm.
မိမိကိုယ်ထဲမှာကအာယဝတ္တမျိုးတည်းမဟုတ်ဘူးရှုခွက်ကရှုခွက်ရဲ့တစ်မျိုးတည်းမဟုတ်မျိုးမျိုးပဲဖောင်းတာကတစ်မျိုးပိန်တာကတစ်မျိုးထိုင်တာတစ်မျိုးထိတာတစ်မျိုးပူတာတစ်မျိုးအေးတာတစ်မျိုးမာတာတစ်မျိုးပြောတာတစ်မျိုးကြွတာတစ်မျိုးလှမ်းတာတစ်မျိုးချတာတစ်မျိုးရက်တာတစ်မျိုးလှဲ့တာတစ်မျိုးမျိုးပဲရှိတာပဲဒါပါသို့တော့စိတ်ကတော့ပေါ်သမျှအာရုံတွေကိုအခုလိုစိတ်အားဆိုင်ပြီးတော့ချိန်သားကရှုတဲ့အခါမှာစိုက်သွားတာကတော့အာရုံထဲမှာစိုက်သွားတာကတော့တသားပဲတစ်မျိုးတည်းပဲဘယ်လောက်ပဲရှုပွဲအာရုံကကွဲနေပြီမယ်လို့တမာရီကုဏစိုက်ကြတဲ့တမာရီကတော့စိတ်ကြဖို့တသားတယ်လို့အနေအချင်းဖြစ်ရတာဧကကာရိဏလို့ခေါ်ရတယ်တော့ဧကကာရိဏတည်ငြိမ်ဖို့တူညီသောတည်ငြိမ်ဖို့ချင်းရအားဖြင့်ဒါပဲအာယုန်တွေဘယ်လောက်ပဲမျိုးစုံပေါ်ဘယ်လောက်ပဲဖြစ်ရှုလို့ဒီပေါ်မှာစိုက်ကြနေရတာတော့တစ်မျိုးတည်းအနေအားဖြင့်ဖြစ်မှအဲ့ဒီခရိကသမารိကအားဖြည့်ပါတယ်
In one's body, there's not just one object, not just one thing to be observed. There's rising, there's falling, sitting, touching, stiffness, tension, heat, cold, lightness, movement, lifting, moving, placing, standing, turning. So there's a variety of kinds of objects. But the mind, when we apply effort and accurate aim, the Khanika Samadhi is always well established. on the object. It occurs in a single way, ekakarena. No matter how many different objects there are, it is always well established on the object. It has that same quality again and again. So only when it occurs like this, with the same quality every time of being well established on the object, only then will the Khanika Samadhi become fully energized.
So yet you strong and lady. Are you body a kite of my body? Kudu Nina body? To Kunad who sits a lavi solution. Strong and so to Kudu say strong and lady. Nene a little of Miala Kajaro. Strong are you to Kupila?
So when this calmness of mind occurs one after another, when they become contiguous, then the power that this has becomes very great. It goes from being just a little bit of power to being very, very large.
You know, so I used to go people yard to a yogi got probably was a tete I only for that. Second name of Satan, you will eat you. The change cycle, the change cycle, no changing cycle. That is a pillar to go to go. You know, so I need to connect with sister with Yala with the say her, but don't know who. So are they killer, Kaila, Yellow Kayana, but we are good padron, no scroll. Poday, I over. Kona tati ya kaka cha ni lo, kaka ti ni lo. Lota. Kati da ba philo do lo so ro puribi asai lo. Ho ati ayu po la da ne edi mo tati li ka twa aw ton a pi da ton a pi lo po. Ti ro pouman ton a le pa ya me. Don't have pollution, the tea cup is so ye. Now, Panga, Khanika Samadhi, so I owe the Kayama. I owe the daily Kayama, Sajaro, there are Khanika Samadhi corridor.
To develop a very powerful, to make this samadhi very powerful, starting with the rising and the falling, it's very important for the mind to fall collectedly on every arising object, one after another. When this power, the calmness of samadhi, occurs one after another without a break, then the mind no longer can be shaken. It becomes firm. And what is it that helps this to happen? When on every arising object, sati sticks to the object. And this happens because of the application of ardent effort, the pushing the mind to reach the object, just using a regular amount of energy. And if one pushes the mind to reach the object, uses ardent energy, then sati sticks to the object, and with that, when sati sticks to the object, Khanika Samadhi, momentary concentration, will be there with the sati falling collectedly on the object. So this is Khanika Samadhi, momentary concentration.
အဲ့ဒါလိုခဏိကသမာဓိအားမပြည့်လို့ရှိရင်ခဏိကသမာဓိလုံးဝမဖြစ်ဘူးဆိုလို့ရှိရင်အတိအကျပေါ်လာတဲ့အာယုံပေါ်မှာတူဝေသွားတာပဲမပြတ်မသားဖြစ်သွားတာပဲမှုံမွှားမွှားဖြစ်သွားတာပဲယုံဝါးဝါဖြစ်သွားတာပဲအဲ့ဒါပါဠိတော်မောဟလို့ခေါ်ပါတယ်ဒီမှာတော့အမှန်တိုင်းမသိတာပါပဲအမှန်တိုင်းမသိအလွဲတွေလျှောက်သိရတာပဲပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တ attva လို့ငါလို့သူလို့အတ္တလို့ပေါ့လေယောက်ျားမိန်းမလို့ဆိုတာပေါ့လေအလွဲတွေဖြစ်လာတော့တာပဲအဲ့ဒါလို့အမှန်တိုင်းမသိအလွဲတွေသိတာဟာဒါအညီကျေးတွေပဲတတိယနေပြီးတော့လည်းပဲအမှားတွေပဲကြံစည်နိုင်တယ်အမှားတွေပြောနိုင်တယ်အမှားတွေလည်းလုပ်နိုင်တယ်အဲ့ဒီအမှားတွေဟာယွန်းစရာတွေပဲအခုအမှတ်လွတ်သွားတာကိုပဲမောဟဖြစ်ခံလိုက်တာဟာဒါမောဟဖြစ်တာယွန်းစရာပဲနောက်အကုသိုလ်တွေဆက်ဖြစ်နေတာတွေယွန်းစရာတွေပဲအဲ့ဒါတွေကိုယွန်းတဲ့သဘောလည်းကျင်းတော့တယ်အဟိရိကနုတ္တပခေါ်ပါတယ်အဲ့ဒါတွေလည်းပါသွားတယ်စိတ်ထိတ်ထုံးမှုမရှိတော့စိတ်ဟာလည်းပဲလွင့်သွားတယ်ဥဒိစ္စဖြစ်သွားတော့တယ်အဲ့ဒီချုပ်ခွဲအောင်မှစိတ်ကမကတ်တော့ဘူးလွင့်သွားတယ်အဲ့ဒီမောဟအဟိရိကနုတ္တပဥဒိစ္စဆိုတာကတော့မကောင်းတဲ့စိတ်ကိုမှီပြီးတော့ဖြစ်နေတဲ့အင်္ဂါတွေပေါ့လေအဲ့ဒါတွေအစုံဖြစ်သွားပါတယ်ရိုးရိုးပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေမှာဆိုလို့ရှိရင်အဲ့ဒါနဲ့ပဲအချိန်ကုန်တာတွေများပါတယ်အခုလိုရိုးသေးသေးစိတ်ဆက်ဆက်မဖူးဆိုလို့ရှိရင်လည်းပဲရိုးရိုးပုဂ္ဂိုလ်နဲ့ဘာမှမထူပါဘူး
If this Khanika Samadhi, momentary concentration, is either weak or not there at all, then on every newly arising object there will be wavering, there will be indecision, lack of clarity, confusion. This is called moha in Pali, delusion. One won't know what is really there as it is. One won't know what is true as it is. One will instead know it in the wrong way, as if there's a being there, I or you, a man or woman. One will take that to be the truth. One will miss the truth. And this type of this is what is known as defilement or dirt in the mind. And because of these, because of not seeing things the way they really are, but taking them in the wrong way, because of this, one plans wrong things, one speaks wrong things, and one does wrong things. And misdeeds are things which are disgusting and despicable. And they have at their base, the root cause for them is moha or delusion. So this too is despicable. And further, there's more unwholesomeness that follows because of the moha, and there's a lack of shame regarding this, ahirika. There's also lack of moral fear regarding doing wrong. This is anotapa. And because the mind has no control, it becomes scattered. So it no longer sticks to the object, and this is called odicca, or restlessness. So these four qualities of moha, ahirika, anotapa, odicca, or delusion, lack of shame, lack of moral fear, and restlessness, these factors occur every time the mind is unwholesome. And for most people, this is what happens most of the time. Also, if now one doesn't practice respectfully, with meticulous care, and with continuity, then also one is no different from ordinary people.
ဒီခါမျိုးမှာယောဂီအမိခံရတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေတရားပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေနဲ့ဘာမှမခြားတော့တရားပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေလည်းဒီလိုပဲစိတ်ဆူဆီးမှုရှိမှမရှိပဲကိုလွတ်ထားတာယောဂီကလည်းဒီတိုင်းမှာစိတ်လွတ်ထားတာလွတ်နေတာဘာမှမတူဆက်လွတ်နေမယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တော့လူကြီးစရာလောဘအာယုန်နဲ့တွေ့လို့ရှိရင်လောဘတွေထပ်ဖြစ်ပြန်ရောစိတ်ဆိုးစရာနဲ့ကြုံပြီးဆိုလို့ရှိရင်စိတ်ဆိုးတဲ့ဒေါသတွေစိတ်မချမ်းသာမှုတွေထပ်ဖြစ်ပြန်ရောဒီလိုပဂတိပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေမှာဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တနေ့အဲ့ဒါတွေပဲဖြစ်တာများတော့ပါပဲတန်ရှင်းတဲ့စိတ်ကလေးဖြစ်ခွင့်ရမရပါဘူးအဲ့ဒါတွေမတန်ရှင်းတဲ့စိတ်တွေလည်းပဲအချိန်ကိုရတာများတာပဲဒီလိုပဲပဲလေလူလိုစိတ်မထားတတ်တော့ဘူးတန်ရှင်းတဲ့စိတ်မဖြစ်တော့အတိညာလည်းမဖြစ်တော့လူတိညာရှိပြီးတော့လူထက်လူလည်းမဖြစ်တော့ဘူးကိုจิตတရားတွေကဖြစ်ပြန်ပြီဆိုလို့ရှိရင်လူနဲ့တော့မတူတော့ဘူးကဘာမှာလူနဲ့မတူသူတွေလူလိုစိတ်မထားတတ်သူတွေလူတိညာရှိပြီးတော့လူထက်လူဖြစ်တဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေအတိညာမဲ့တဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေများသွားပါပြီတဲ့အဲ့ဒါကဘာကြီးဖြစ်စီရဲခေါ်တာပဲ
At this time, that is, when one is not practicing respectfully, meticulously, and continuously, at this time, people who take the name of yogi are no different from people on the outside, because they let their minds go without trying to collect the mind. And if one continues letting one's mind go, then when one encounters an object that is likable, there will be lobha or greed. When one encounters an object that is detestable, then there will be anger or unhappiness. And for ordinary people, day by day, this is what happens most of the time. And the wholesome, clean mind has no chance to arise. So with this, people aren't able to, without the wholesome mind arising, people aren't able to keep their heart humane, keep a humane attitude. And therefore, there's no chance to develop the type of knowledge that is special human knowledge. Because of actions, wrong actions, people no longer behave like a true human being. So in the world, most people are like this, lacking true human behavior, lacking a humane heart, and lacking special human knowledge. And this amounts to the destruction of the world.
ကိုလောကကြီးကိုစောက်ရှောက်နိုင်တဲ့ဟိရုတ္တပလောကပါဠိတရားကင်းစိတ်သွားပြီတဲ့ကိုယ်ပိုင်ကဘာလေးကိုမပြည့်စည်ရအောင်လို့ထိတ်ချုပ်နိုင်တဲ့ဟိရုတ္တပတရားမရှိတော့ဘူးတဲ့အဲ့ဒါကိုယ်ပိုင်ကဘာလေးကိုဖြစ်စည်းပလိုက်တာပဲအကျင့်စိုးတွေဖြစ်လာလို့ရှိရင်ဒါကိုယ်ပိုင်ကဘာဖြစ်စည်းရခေါ်တယ်ကိုယ်ဘာပြည့်တယ်ဆိုတာချမ်းမဟုတ်ဘူးဒီဟာပဲကိုယ်ပိုင်တဲ့ကဘာလေးဖြစ်ပလိုက်တာပဲအဲ့တော့ကိုယ်ပိုင်တဲ့ကဘာလေးဖြစ်တဲ့ဥဒိတွေများနေတော့အခုကဘာဟာမတည်ငြိမ်တော့
People don't understand that they need to choose between deeds that are good and deeds that are wrong. So people don't have the sense of fear or shame, moral fear and moral shame regarding what they do. And these two dhammas, moral shame regarding what we do hiri, and moral dread regarding what doing wrong. These two dhammas are what protects our own individual world, because they keep us from doing wrong. And without these, people who lack these two qualities, their own individual world is being destroyed, because what destroys our world is the misdeeds that we do. Because there's a very large number of people in the world who lack these two qualities of hiri and ottappa, the world is no longer stable and peaceful.
အဲ့လိုအကျင့်စိုးတွေကိုယွန်းတတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်ဟာယုံမှုတွေအကောင်းပြီဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တော့အဲ့ဒါကြီးရှောင်တော့တာပဲရှောင်တော့ကိုယ်မှာအကျင့်ရုပ်တွေကတစ်ဖြည်းဖြည်းလျော့သွားတော့မရှိတော့တန်ရှင်းလာတယ်ဝိကျင်ကဘာလေးကိုလည်းပဲဖြစ်စည်းပြရမရောက်တော့ဝိကျင်ကဘာလေးလည်းကိုယ်အတွက်နဲ့ညီတက်နေတာပဲကိုယ်ကဘာလေးကိုလည်းအောင်ထိနိုင်တဲ့အတွက်ဝိကျင်ကဘာလေးလည်းအေးချမ်းသွားတယ်ဘယ်လောက်ကောင်းသလဲ
People who are disgusted and despise misdeeds will avoid doing them. And by avoiding them, one becomes gradually pure. And the environment is not harmed through what we do. And therefore, because of our avoiding misdeeds, the environment becomes peaceful, because one can control one's own individual world. The environment becomes peaceful. How good this is.
Go train ne unji gawali ho leve e jaung long naing ne soda in a mashi be ne lo ma ya ba bu in a shi ya ba leအခုတရားထုတ်တယ်ဆိုတာအဲ့ဒီအင်အားတွေပွေးနေတာပဲပထမဆုံးသီလပြည့်စုံရတယ်စိတ်ထားလေးတန်ရှင်းအောင်ဆိုပြီးတော့ခုနခဏိကသမာဓိရှုဆောင်ရတယ်တဖြည်းဖြည်းအားကောင်းအောင်ရှုဆောင်လို့အဲ့ဒါတွေကောင်းလာပြီဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တော့ကိုယ်တည်းကတကယ်ရှိအဟုတ်ရှိနေတာလေးတွေကိုကိုယ်ပဲဉာဏ်နဲ့သိလာမှာပဲစာပြောလို့သိတာမဟုတ်ဆရာကပြောလို့သိတာမဟုတ်ကိုစဉ်းစားပြီးတော့သိတာမဟုတ်အလိုလိုကိုပဲရှင်းရှင်းလင်းပြတ်ပြတ်သားသိလာမှာအမှခံပါလေခုတရင်သုံးပါရှိသွားပြီတရင်သုံးပါတော့လည်းကြောလာပြီတချို့ယောဂီတွေ Kong no Mamata lady, she did it. The gate of our material to Joseph Sido. The little what piece of your son, chain alone, than somebody little one, she will young and go up on the woods of Luciano. Come up on Lolo, so a piavi. You did him a Lolo, she is a Malolo. Mayamana Malolo, so a piava, Piero. And a cook of Sinzajava. Put on a chain, Chomu Pitavane. Yashida Chaylego, Joshi Sone, don't say China Javati. Two chain like Yashida Chaylego, Joshi on a Tomchata Luciano. Tigo Laya Jomanapo, Era Tujava. Povos of the Lolo who are Kamo Chana level, look at Kamo Chana, Leto Tuavi. The Malay Povos of the looked at the much Chanda Lemia, who's Luciano Chanda Nemio, Song however. The go to the Lolo, a mere 12. A mere 12 needed a bit of my Jopiani. The Tinigo, you did in it, you are Tomsa Luciano, or a mere Tropuyano, Lama Yamahu. There are delayed Lilin and a Tatumare. Show yoga did the Nito by Jodovi. Lazy Piosia Ya on Boli, Josavo Lubare. Jonari ha home was a shiva. Shaga home of Pilate, a low. A Yode Kama, a low net to on lower. Canapos are village, Canapos are Toyame. Pasa village, Pasa Fireman. Nali on lower man, take one to take one Nali on lower man. Dhamma champion Tore Kama. A looked at a low. Chong Yo Baro, Siashima, yea, your name. Kutiri Hari Kong your name. It dear to the Soda. Jonga, Johnny Nebulusino, home of Peter. Home of Paye, Jonga Mapita. Yogia Lebanese Maniera. Malu Tiria Mapaye, Jonga, home of Padre, Sita Pare. Every yogi of Siaria Timicinabu. Chausia Titani Mama, home of Pilata, Pamela, also the Jonga or Nenama Chinabu. Machinata Mono Mohu. Pinya does it in a Tatuya Tane, Maluya Malas or Apoli, Eramu of Chabu. The Chutazava, Chimay Shiva did it. There are Dinero, Davana, Khanika Samadhi, Palo Tambushi, the rest of the Chivo, the Matamaha, the Kalema. Upon the Marine, Tandu Kitas Ravoli. Nonly Jama Edari, Saduna let me pause a bit of yoga home. Piro Podamia, I only go. A meetata video, what is it here? A meetata video, Mamma, Maniera. Low at the last Ravoli. A Tali Chini, Pira Mola Ravoli. The show yogi there, a Mimatachi moon. Dali Chini, I looked at her. I don't have a Mimatate, Trayana and a kid. A meter with Mate, Trayana and a Julie, no Nijama set your government. Did you have the night or a Molu, the Mavaya Chauzo?
In order to control oneself and make one's world peaceful, as well as the environment peaceful, one has to have energy. And to get this energy, we practice. First of all, we keep sila to control our physical and verbal behavior. And then we purify the mind by developing momentary concentration, Khanika Samadhi, and making it good bit by bit. when the Khanika Samadhi is strong, then one will surely come to see the real things which are inside one. And one will see these not because one has heard about them from the teacher or read about them or thought about them, but they will come naturally, automatically through the practice. This is guaranteed to happen through application of the practice. So now it has been 3 weeks, and there are still some yogis who are not able to note properly. And needless to say, if they aren't able to note properly, they are also not able to see true nature. So, in this amount of time, it shows that either the yogi does not respect the practice, or is not working meticulously, or is not working continuously. So one has to think about this for oneself. Don't throw away this valuable opportunity. So if you can't use the opportunity that exists here to do the practice, then you won't get the benefit of having come here. So coming here, one has left behind the pleasures that one had at one's home, left behind sense pleasures. And here, if one doesn't get the pleasure of the Dhamma, then one is losing on two sides. So one needs to be able to make a profit for oneself. And Sayadawgyi is showing you the method for making a profit. So if you are not able, if you don't use it, then you are not seeing that this is a way to make profit. So Sayadawgyi hopes that you will all use the method that he's explaining, and try to have something to say every time you see the teacher. Sayadawgyi gives the example of what happens when we go to school, that we have homework to do. And so that means we go to school, the teacher gives us an assignment, and then when we get home, we have to do the homework. If we have math homework, we have to do the math problems. If it's a reading exercise, we have to do the reading. If it's science, we have to read so that we understand it. And then, when we go back to school, the next day, we can feel confident when we face the teacher. We'll have our homework done. So the yogi is noting every day. And if knowledge is not present when they observe, then that's like not doing your homework. So, as in school, the teacher is not satisfied when the student comes without the homework. They don't hate the student, but they don't like it that the student is not doing what they need to do to gain knowledge. And it's the same way here. So there is lots of time left, and Sayadawgyi has spoken today about how valuable Khanika Samadhi, momentary concentration, is. It's like absorption, the concentration found in jhana. And tomorrow Sayadawgyi will continue to speak about this in theory and practice. Further, there are some yogis who do not like to note. And Sayadawgyi is going to discuss this. Is it necessary to label? Isn't it enough just to look? So Sayadawgyi will speak tomorrow about the drawbacks of not using labels and the advantages to using labels. So now the hour is up, and this will be continued tomorrow. That's all for today.